Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Along the Shore. There'll be links in the description for the playlist for this project and for the kit and whatnot. So check those out. So today we're going to work on the other half of this half page that we did the little flippy floppy thing in. I've already did a whole bunch of prep work, cut papers, etc., just to make the project go a little faster on camera. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down this page on the back of here. So I'm going to use art glitter glue. I love art glitter glue, and it lasts a long time. Got a big blob of glue on the end. And as always, I'm going to just glue up a little bit at the end of my paper. And I do it this way just because I find that the glue dries on me and then it doesn't stick properly. And so let's just try to get that pretty even on my page. That looks pretty good. And this, I'm going to glue down the whole thing. As I say, it's just kind of for the backing of my page. Give you something to look at, as opposed to just the brown of the file folder. And we can do half of this. Get a bunch of glue on there. Hope you're enjoying this journal build. Okay, I'm going to turn that this way. Whoops. So then I can push all of that away. Try to get it as smooth as I can. Okay, now we can glue down the rest of this. And make sure you check out the Facebook group and whatnot. All the links are below. You can also get this kit on Ko-fi, K-O-F-I. I'm eventually going to be putting more and more digital kits and stuff over on Ko-fi. You can get them there a little bit cheaper than Etsy because the fees are better there. So I'm trying to pass those savings on to you. Okay, we've got that. Now we can set this aside for the moment. We are going to work on this big envelope. I got a couple of these from someone. Their original size was 9 inches by 5 3/4 inches, but I have cut a little bit off. And I've made this. This is now about 8 1/4 inches. And I cut it that width. Whoops. Because that's how high my folio is. Okay, the first thing I want to do, I've inked everything already, so I'm going to glue this here under my window, like so. So let's put some glue here, because being that I'm going to use it as a pocket, I want it glued down good along that top edge. The rest is not quite as important. Last time I made a window envelope, I put the thing in the wrong way. So then I covered up my window. Let's just slide that. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm basically just sliding it into my envelope. So now I still have that. And I've got this here. Now it was from a page out of this book. Oops, let's turn it around so you can read it. Got this at Michael's long time ago. Mermaid Coast, it's called. And I've used a few pages out of here. And this is the page I took it from. So there is that. Now I'm going to glue the mermaid underneath the pocket, the window. There we go. Now I just got to try and get her in there in the right spot. So let's do it this way. It's not really super important where she shows up there. So that is that. Now, hopefully, once we make a card or a tag or something for in there, hopefully she won't get caught. Now I've cut this piece here, and the way I do my windows is I cut my paper the size that I want, and then you can't see this, but I hold it up towards my light, which is kind of up there, and then I can see through and I can see the window, and then I just draw it around and I just cut it. But on this one I roughed up the edge a little bit, so this is going to go in here with just a tiny little bit all around the edges. So, and again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to glue an inch and a half along the bottom first, get it into place, and then I'll glue the rest. Okay, this always takes the longest, is gluing things up. There we go for that. Now we're going to decorate this a little bit more, but I want to do the other side first. Now on this side, we have this here page here. This one I'm going to put a line right down here. And then I'm going to go around my envelope. Because I don't want to get glue right there. It's going to make my pocket that much smaller. And of course, I don't want to get it right along that seam. So we've got that there. I'm just going to double check. Okay, good. Now I can flip this back and I can glue. And I'm going to fast forward through this. Okay, we've got that down. Now this came out of that same book, and I'm going to use it as a pocket right along like that. So I only want to put some glue on this flat edge, and then I can use it for a tuck spot. Try to get it kind of in the middle and right on the edge of that blue spot. So there is that. Now I got this here, and again this is from the same kit, the paper kit. So you can use any paper for this, or you don't even have to do this. But I'm putting this right on that flap. I'm going to trim off the ends after I get it glued down. So let's glue down one side at a time. So let's glue down this side. Okay. And now I want this to go right up, but not touching that seam of the envelope. So right about like that. And now I'm going to glue up this side. I'm doing this just to cover up the flap of the envelope. And soon you'll see what I'm plan on doing with this here. Could actually use this as a little journaling spot because it's kind of going to be the opposite side of our page. Okay. Now I want to trim this so it's the same width as my actual envelope. Okay, let's get rid of my little bits of garbage. Let's just ink up this edge here and here, there, and there. Now comes the fun part. I have a bag here. I'm not sure where it came from. I think it was, I got something in a store from it. And I've cut it 5 inches by 7 1/8 inch. Now it's one of those gusset bags. So there's going to be lots of room in there. And I've got 2 of the small pages that come in the kit. And I'm just going to glue this on to here. Going to try to center it when I glue it down. But it's just going to sit on top of that bag. It'll give the bag more strength and makes it look pretty. I'm going to try and glue this all down at one time. We will see how this side goes. And then I'll see what I do with the other side. Excuse me. Okay. Getting lots of glue on there. Let's get it turned over. And there's not much on the 2 edges. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's put that down there like so. Let's put on the other side. Now this bag is very simple. Nothing fancy about it. and just basically putting the paper on it. But then we'll make lots of stuff for the inside. This one I'm going to glue the edge down first. Let's try, and this one here is going to go pretty much right to the edge. Okay, that's and I might add a little something to this, like maybe a die cut or something. Which, yeah, I probably should do that. I think I will do that. We'll dig those out in a second. I think we can glue the rest of this down this time. Let's fast forward through this a little bit as well. Okay, that is glued down. I think I'll add a die cut to this side. Let's see, I got some here. Just something like that, or we've got a couple of brown things. Or we've got some light blue. I do like the greens just because they kind of look more like seaweed. There's a brown one. Put a brown and a green one. Might have to cut some more green eventually. There, let's just do those on there. Okay, so let's put them on the outside. So we're going to have to cut this one off. So let's cut it off there. Add our glue to the back. Tedious little works. There we go. Okay. And let's just okay. Nothing too fancy. Let's just put this somehow, makes it look like seaweed. I did show what dyes I used at the beginning of this series. Okay, there's that. And then we can just put this little guy maybe somehow. Tuck it under there a little bit. Whoops. Okay. Be good to make all these little things like into stickers or something to put them on easier. Got one of those little Xyron sticker things, but haven't really used it much, but I should. Okay, it just gives it a little something on that side. Now this is actually going to glue onto here. And I want it kind of in the middle. Trying to decide how far over here. I don't want it to interfere with the hinge, so I think I'll give it a little bit of a gap there. I guess I could have put one side of this down and then put another piece over here. But that's okay. So let's do up to about where that seam is on the bag there, even though it's from the other side, but we can get a good idea of where it should be. And as I say, I want to try to get it relatively in the middle or close to it, as close to it as I can. Just glue that down. So now we kind of got that, and then we've got that. So let's go ahead and we're going to put this in this way. And when I put it in, I want this relatively in the middle, even though like I'm not going to be gluing that down. I'm going to be gluing it down here. Let's add our glue. Oh, no, that's not right. Hold on. Well, now, I went and I glued the bag onto the wrong side. Well, okay, we're going to change how we're going to do this now. We are going to, because of the fact, I was going to glue this to this side because then my signature sewing would be here. But because of the way I put this in here, I can no longer do that. So I'm going to change my mind, and this is going to be a whole other page in this folio. Now this is a good example of, yeah, we can fix errors. If something goes wrong, we don't have to redo it. We can just go ahead and make it a different way. So now, just let me get my folio. This here page goes in here. So now it was going to be like that and like that and like that. Now it's going to be like this. So we have that page, and then we've got that page, this page, the bag, and then this page. That's okay. It works. It will be okay. Let's finish off that like we were going to. Let's decorate the front. And I've got this piece of this fishnet. It's from a shirt. And I'm going to put that there, and I'm just going to let these dangle down. So let's just put some glue across there and try to glue down one of these pieces that are going this way. Not the easiest stuff to glue down. And I just figured this would be like seaweed, just kind of in the waves of the ocean and stuff. So what I'm trying to do is just put some glue along the pieces that are going that way. I don't need every one, but I want enough that it's going to hold it in place. Because I'm not really, I could put something on top of it, I guess. Let's try to glue up some of these. See, I don't need every one glued, I just want enough that it's going to hold it. And the art glitter glue does dry nice and clear, so that's always good. Okay, let's just kind of put that down. Got glue all over my hands. Now I've got a couple other pieces that I cut out from the same paper that this thing came from, the mermaid. So I'm thinking on putting the dolphin, kind of like it's jumping. Probably going to put a notch there, so I want to watch where I'm going to put the dolphin. I don't want to cut the dolphin up. So let's just kind of tuck him right in here. I've got this crab and I'm going to put him on the bottom. I want to make sure I get all his legs glued down so they don't rip off. There's that. And I'm going to put him kind of on and off the ribbon. Or ribbon, okay. Envelope. And I've also got a little starfish. Which maybe I'll tuck the starfish up that way somewhere. Again, I want to get all his little legs done. He's going to go under the net a tiny little bit. Just like that. So then these will just kind of flip and flap in there, and we will make a card for in there and something for in the bag. So now we have another page for our journal, which we started off not having. Now for the back, I did the back, I did it up beforehand because I have this is one of the half pages, and what I did was I stitched little pieces of seashells. They were on a necklace or something that I'd gotten, so it was from a piece of jewelry. But I really like how that turned out. It's actually quite a heavy piece because these are heavy things. And it's going to go right on there. Now, I do have a couple sewing videos. And I just did like a cross stitch all the way around. And then I stitched it again, sewing on the beads. Or bits of shells and stuff. So this will be a pocket. So I'm just going to go there, there, and there. Let's glue that on. Now I'm going to put some glue along the edge. And then because of the weight of this, I'm going to make sure that I got glue on top of the stitches. So then I know that it's going to be held down good. I had to check to make sure I was putting it in the right place. Had visions of putting it in the wrong place. Let's make sure we got it the right way. Okay. And now let's set this down. I'm going to have it a little bit further to the bottom because it is going to be a pocket. Now I want to really press this edges down because the stitching will keep it up in the air a bit. And you can see that it's not even really sticking yet. That's why I want to pay extra attention and make sure that I get all that down. It's hard to put clips on with the shell and stuff around the edge. So I'll just keep pushing it down and the glue will eventually grab and stay there. Because I'm trying to get that paper down that's beside the stitching. Just about got it. I want to get some of those quilting things. They're kind of like a plastic clothespin, but they're used for holding while you're quilting instead of like a pin or whatever. Okay, it's close to being down. Couple spots along the bottom here. Sometimes I gotta go by and add just a tiny little bit of glue to certain spots. Okay. One spot right there. Okay, it's a little harder down at the bottom because there's a little more texture down there with stuff that's on the other pages. So there is today's project. Let's just kind of assemble it back and we'll show you what we've got here. So we've got this. And then we're going to have this, which wasn't a page, but now is a page. And then we've got this. So it's starting to fill up. So we've got our gatefold, our flippy flappy thing. Just the empty spot really with pocket. Then we've got this here, which I don't mind having that as a page. It wasn't my original idea, but it'll work. And then we've got our big envelope, our beautiful center piece. Love how this one turned out. And then we've got our 3 pockets with our bag over here. And just kind of a plain page. And of course our seashell page. So our next project, we'll be doing the back cover. And I'm just doing a big pocket on that. And then we'll do something along here. Because when this closes, we've got that sticking out there. So not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I'll decide that when I go to that last page. So follow along, visit the Facebook group and Coffee, Etsy. Like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell to the video, etc. And we will see you soon. Bye.